What's up, everybody? It's Joe from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And as you may know, we are one of 25 worldwide Martin custom expert dealers. And that gives us access to the custom shop in a really unique way and lets us bring amazing guitars to you. You can see our entire collection of Martin guitars right at empiremusic.com. Know that you can chat with us right through the site. Of course, give us a call. Most importantly, know that we will get you a great guitar because we give you a full pro factory setup to spec, dialing it into the low end of the action, making it easy to play and the best playing experience no matter what guitar you get, custom shop or entry level. So we work really hard to get you great guitars. And part of that is through the setup process, and part of that comes through our really cool relationship with Martin Guitars and having a custom shop wood locker at the factory. I go to the factory all the time and have access to Jimmy, who's a master builder, and Joe, who runs the wood department, and we get to go through and find the coolest selection of wood. And I'm always trying to bring different takes on Martin guitars. Some I do that are classic, some of them are kind of unique, filling in gaps in sound that you don't really get from the factory. And that's kind of the story with this guitar. This is a Martin Custom Shop OM-28 style, deep quilt maple, master grade. Top, back, and sides, an all maple guitar. What's really neat about a wood is that while you might have an experience with maple with one brand to another, it's always going to be kind of unique to that brand's flavor and sonic experience because of their bracing and their build techniques. And I took an OM-28 platform, so we have 1/4-inch scallop bracing, which works really good with maple because it's a hardwood, so you get the push that you want, that so it doesn't sound too stiff. By scalloping it, we're adding more bottom end, we're fattening it up. We want that orchestra body shape, which is awesome for strumming, but also great for fingerstyle. The standard scale length keeps it clean and articulate. But what's really great about maple is it's hyper defined, but with this bracing pattern, you get a really full, fat sounding experience. As most of you know, an OM-28 guitar would typically be a spruce top with rosewood back and sides. The rosewood gives us extra bass, extra treble, reduced mids, whereas maple kind of has more of that kind of, like the bottom end isn't as powerful, but the top end and mids are equally present, so you get tons of clarity, tons of balance. But I think what's really special about this instrument is with the right bracing pattern and build technique, we're able to get that fullness that you expect out of a Martin, but we do skew toward a more clear and concise instrument. So if you're looking for a classic OM-28, get one. You'll never be upset with that. I think in terms of the standard series Martin guitars, the OM-28 is our best selling every single year. You'll never regret it. But if you played an OM-28 and you found that the reduced mids were too scooped out for you, or if you found that the guitar didn't sound quite as clean as you hoped, this is a phenomenal solution. And that's why I put it together, because I wanted to give players that were asking for that type of experience a good choice, but still have the Martin characteristics, that full bottom end. I think you get a ton of dynamic range on this guitar, which is really interesting because maple being a lot less flexible than spruce, it should have a much lower ceiling, but this guitar really does an amazing job of opening up, which makes it really fun to play in all sorts of styles. You can see the back and sides here. You know, we have a handful of these we did, and I handpicked each of these woods, but the best part about the custom shop wood locker experience is working with the master builder, working with the wood selectors there. We are able to make sure not only are we picking beautiful wood, but this is wood that they sorted that would be best for orchestra models, or if you see a dreadnought, best for a dreadnought. And that's really important because some wood, while beautiful, maybe is too stiff for the design to make it the best choice possible, or it's a little bit too flexible and it might end up not doing what you want it to do. So we have the ability to put these creations kind of in line with the custom shop, but we get to work with them directly to make sure we give you the best solution of it. And not that a piece of wood that maybe is just a little too flexible would sound bad. It's just a matter of making it really sound the best. And with their guidance, we're able to do that. And you keep the standard features of an OM-28 in the sense of a mahogany neck, ebony fingerboard, ebony bridge. You get the modified low oval PA taper, so a very comfortable neck shape, vintage Grover tuners. I went with a Golden Era block headstock inlay, which is, I think, my favorite inlay. But really, the visual is striking, of course, so when you see it, you go, ooh. But what's really just, I think, really cool about this guitar and what I like to think about when I play it, is that, man, I'm getting all this focus, that is really unique to it, but when I hit that bottom end, it's still there. And I think oftentimes we really have to make a big trade-off. It's not as big as a Rosewood model, it's not as big as a Dreadnought model, but if you're looking for something that's gonna give you plenty of punch on the bottom end and you want all that extra focus and clarity, this is your guy. If you watch the videos that I do, you know that I do dynamic range and I do the mids. The dynamic range on this is the part of the guitar that really stands out, that surpassed my expectations. Not that I expected it to be a quiet guitar or to struggle with moderate, kind of medium heavy strumming, but I didn't expect it to kind of have that second gear, which I think you'll see when I do the demonstration. I knew the mids would be phenomenal on this with the design because we did maple, and maple is just something that lets you hear every note. And for the types of players out there that, whether they be lead players, fingerstyle players for sure, or if you are a strummer or that likes to do a lot of hammering on and you want all those notes to be picked up and really be present, the guitar's crazy responsive. So let's check out the dynamic range and then the mids, and I think you'll be pretty surprised mostly at how big it sounds with the heavier strumming. The two immediate thoughts: the lower registers of the guitar really is full. This is almost like, I think a lot of times people think of you see kind of exotic tops compared to a spruce, like a Koa or something that's really compressed. This guitar is much bigger than that sounding. And it's much fatter sounding than the Koa. And the Koa sounds great. I like Koa guitars too. But if you're looking for that kind of like fullness and rumble, to me this almost sounds like a more clean mahogany in terms of like that fatness and that percussive bottom end. And I love that sound. I think that is just like something we could, I mean, every guitar collection could use a guitar like this. And then you play through the mids, what's really cool about it is since the guitar is more balanced, even though it's got a ton of focus and definition and kind of that sparkle, it doesn't feel as bright as like a Rosewood guitar where you strum through and you get that big bass, then it kind of quiets out and then hits you with that top end sparkle, and it's like, man, this is really kind of glassy. Here, it sounds more in context of itself because it doesn't get too bassy, it doesn't get too trebly in context of itself. So it's allowing for a more balanced playing experience, which is phenomenal. I think that if you're someone who likes to record or play with other people and you want to be heard, but you still want to be fat, you want to still be able to fill a room, this is a phenomenal choice. It's cool because when we're out at the factory, this wood had just become available, and I was really excited to get to work with it. And it, you know, all the Martin Custom Shop stuff we do is really, really popular, and we do great with it. Sometimes there's certain things that while you hope it has, you know, you're not sure if you're going to get, but you still want all the other features, so it's a give and take. In this instance, I got way more fullness in bottom end than I had initially anticipated, but I kept all the great clarity and focus and definition, and certainly the beauty of the instrument. So this is a Martin Custom Shop OM-28 master grade Quilt maple. Absolutely stunning. It's an Empire exclusive. Check out empiremusic.com. See the guitar, see our entire Martin collection. If you have a question about anything we do in the custom shop or anything else Martin, we're glad to hook you up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. And we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.